We are back. We are back for the final segment tonight. An unexpected, unprepared, special segment. And I'm joined by MJ. MJ, good evening.
I was sitting on the couch playing Nintendo's new app for the phone called, was it called Mioti? I can never pronounce it. It's like a social media game for both iPhone and apps. Miitomo, that's it. And you answer questions and you customize your little thingy. He looks like me. That was what I was doing when you said, "Hey, jump on the line."
And there we are. There we are. Well, interesting. It looks like Facebook just picked it right up.
And here's my little Mioti. I thought you can see that, but that's me.
Wow, it looks just like you.
Yeah. And you ask him questions and he asks you questions and you get to socialize with other people and interesting. But it's Nintendo's first phone app. So, welcome to my life.
Oh, yeah, you crazy and exciting kids, you.
I was trying to de-stress and I thought, well, why not talk to a fake animated version of me on my phone?
Well, MJ, I wanted to talk to you a little bit. You had mentioned you had 4 gigs last week, over the latter part of the week and such. The part I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on a little bit was what were you feeling from the crowd in regard to the whole situation with Prince? Were you getting feedback? Were a lot of requests coming in? What were you getting from the audience?
I was surprised how little requests I got, but I did play enough that they probably didn't need to ask me. I know Wednesday night I didn't play any because it was the event was a very unique music genre for this place. It's a Greek restaurant and they were doing an outdoor deck for happy hour, so it's very much a Mediterranean house sort of feel.
Mm-hmm.
And Thursday night was a kickboxing class, which is just pumped up music, which I did do Prince for that, and they did like that. But Friday night at my first top 40 place, I did drop a lot of different Prince. And it was really funny because one of my favorite Prince songs is not one of his biggest hits. It was 7. And somebody come up and said, "Oh, I'm so glad you played 7. That was my favorite Prince song." And I'm like, somebody else besides me. That's awesome.
I've heard that from a few people. We did the last Thursday, Thursday afternoon, Brian, right after lunch, Brian Red and I did a tribute. Then that evening, Mike Walter, Michael Holtz, and I, and Jeremy Breck, we did a show. And during that show, the number of people who were mentioning 7 was surprised me because, it was okay. I guess it wouldn't have been my go-to.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think at one point I did look up to see how high it got on the charts. Didn't get high. I think for me, why I liked it is because it has a break beat to it. And the song is built around a break beat. And I'm a big fan of break beats on both the hip hop side and the EDM side, breaks and stuff like that. So that was what that was built around. And I think the hook on that melodically, the melody line of the hook, I think is really cool. Like I pick up on a lot of stuff like that, not just lyrics, but the chords and stuff he put together in that. I think it really grabbed me.
Yeah, and we were hearing a similar thing that the people really liked that song because it was a unique sound compared to a lot of the other things that Prince did.
Yeah, another thing that he did, and it was really funny that it happened on Saturday night. It was in 92. I'm trying to look at here. 92 is when it came out, and I'm trying to see where it went to. 7-inch single, 12-inch single, LPs charted, US Hot. Okay, so it went to 7 on the US Billboard Hot 100, which has surprised me. Didn't think it went that high. Anywho, I started out the evening with I think it was Let's Go Crazy or something at Saturday Night's Place, and then went into just a regular top 40, like a newer song. And I forgot that Prince was known for pulling out the bass line in a lot of his songs. And that's one of the things that in his early days, his studio guys, engineers were like, "You are crazy. Why do you keep doing this?" And he would completely pull bass lines out of it. And that was kind of his thing. And as soon as I changed songs, it was like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, whoa, there's a difference. That was interesting. So that's why I think I ended up picking up a couple remixes and played those because those somebody put that in. But that was one of his trademarks was, you know, pulling out the bass line. And I don't remember the first song he did it to, and that's the one everybody said he was crazy. It was one of his hits, and I don't know if it was Kiss or Let's Go Crazy. I don't remember now.
Now when I'm listening to it, I'll have to pay attention when I'm playing more.
Did you guys go into much? And I don't mean to just keep repeating on the Prince, but did you guys go into? Because I thought of this. Me and Michael Chilson got into a talk about this, and he didn't know any of them, of course.
Yep.
Me and my brain of all the people that Prince produced.
We did talk about that actually. I don't remember in which sequence, if it was Brian or Mike or Michael. I mean, all three of them are huge Prince fans and knew way more than I did. But yeah, they talked about a lot of the different artists that they were working with. And Michael Holtz, who was Prince's DJ, he knew some of the ones that Prince is working with right now. And he was naming off names because he's hung out with these people and saw them out at Paisley Park. If you guys haven't had a chance to check that out, that's actually been one of our hottest videos ever. It's like at 9,000 views, and I think earlier today when I shared that with you, it was like at 7,000 or 8,000 views or something. So it's
right.
It's gone really good. The part that so you've got these two people who are passionate about it. The audio and everything. It was a solid video. I've had people who are outside of our industry look at it. Who in the hell would be the two people who gave it a thumbs down?
Well, I shared with you that video. I shared with you that video, that guy, the local Pittsburgher, and I downloaded it before he pulled it off of there, just so that I could blackmail him in the future. But he just badmouthed like who cares if Prince died and all this and that. And I'm thinking, do I even justify it by replying back or just go to his house and kick him between the legs? I wasn't sure which to do.
Yeah,
everybody, I think, there's got to be a portion of the people out there that complain just to, because that's what's called trolls. And I have DJ friends, full grown adults with children who do stuff like that, who maybe love Prince, but you'll just go into some place and say that just to rile people up. And that's that they love doing that. And I do not understand that. And that's half the reason why recently John has asked me with the YouTube, Facebook doing the live feeds to do some live DJ mixing, because they aren't as harsh on Facebook about songs being played and copywritten and stuff like that. And I told him I didn't want to do it unless we could, eliminate the chat, because people, for some reason, they get nasty, and I just don't want to give trolls a platform to speak on.
And after watching the DJ AM night, they came out of the woodwork. It's like, where in the heck did these people come from? Ian was there with us that night, and I mean, he was seeing some things there that probably made him never want to come back to one of our videos ever again.
Yeah, that's why I cut it off after. Basically, what it was when you said you were going to bed, because you encouraged me to, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it is. That getting the audience to engage is an awesome thing, and that's something that a regular TV show doesn't get to do, but we as an online thing get to have. But after you said I'm going to go to bed, I immediately killed it. I'm like, screw you guys.
There was some really
did anybody bring up? And I wanted to see what this one was. Prince's song he did with Zoe from the show New Girl.
No, we never talked about that, but yeah, that's right. He was on the New Girl. What song did he do?
I can't think of it. I have it downloaded. Crapalicious.
The one video that I saw today that was kind of cute, that was TV related, was where Prince was with the Muppets, but they wasn't with the Jim Henson Muppets. It was with a different one. And the little puppets were talking to him about, oh, you can't make a song out of anything. Oh, yes, I can. And lunch lady, what's for breakfast or whatever? And he made this really cool little song about, or saying this little cool little, it's like, that was really kind of cool. Good enough that it had 14 million views on it by this morning.
Falling in Love Tonight. That's the name of the song.
Was that something written specifically for the show?
For the show, yeah. They did it live on the show, and they did it together. I have a really quick Prince story. I have a couple of friends, like I talked about the one in Nashville who rebuilds studio mics. His brother is an absolute guru with microphones and recording and everything that you can imagine in the studio. I mean, this guy is like unbelievable, travels the world, works. Everybody he's ever worked with is a big name, and he worked with Prince before. Mm-hmm. And he said that, Prince is talented, But he got in the studio with Prince, and after about 10 minutes, he's like, this guy isn't talented. He's an absolute genius when it comes to music. He's like, I can't believe, I would be doing something and he would walk in and change one thing and the sounded so much better. Or he'd go, no, let's do this. And he'd nail it once. And he said that, he's never worked with an artist that he looked at and go, they're a good artist, but, he says, this guy isn't good. He's a genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of neat.
The word out of Minneapolis today is that Prince's Paisley Park, the family wants to turn it into a museum. Cool. And the second thing that was coming out is the vault. That there are songs in the vault that, in Prince's words, have never been released, and they're actually better than most of the songs that he's already released. He has kept some of his best stuff there, so it's going to be an interesting, ongoing conversation for months.
Yeah, when he got away from was it Sony? I believe he was
Warner Brothers.
One of the two where he did his what was the album? And where he had Slave on his face. I can't think of the name of the album.
Yeah.
Anyways, he was saying at that time that he had enough stuff recorded that he would never have to record another thing in his life and still put out albums every year, he said. Which does not surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, when they're talking about he ends a concert and he's motivated and goes back to the room and writes 3 songs and records them.
He's going to be like Prince, that you'd like to miss him, but he's going to keep putting, I mean, not Prince, he's going to be like Tupac. You'd like to miss him, but he's just keep putting out so much stuff you don't actually get to miss him.
Yeah, you don't realize that he's gone, and all of a sudden Holograms will be so good in another 5 years that it'll be like you never.
Yeah. So, which is good. I mean, because people who like his music, you're always going to have that. And I think that's why Tupac did that, is because he just, because I remember hearing a behind the scenes recording of him in the studio, and the studio guy's like, no, let's do this section again. And Tupac's like, you don't understand. Let's just get this down. Let's get down as many as we can get down. And he would just do song after song after song after song after song. Unprofessionally, I don't want to say unprofessionally as in like, he didn't try to clean things up. He just threw them out there, said, let's do as many. But Prince's, I guarantee are probably, finished quality, mastered, ready to go, or darn close.
Yeah, for sure. Very much so.
We will be definitely, and that's good. That's a good thing. And I hope that, that it keeps growing and,
definitely brought to light definitely brought to light a lot of conversation though about online music and things like that, and why what his when he broke off from here and how he wasn't allowing his music to be in different spots and such. So
well, he went this is one of the coolest things I think he did, and we talked about this on the show before, that he went platinum a couple years ago on an album and did not sell a single one. If you bought a ticket to his concert, you got the album free. They considered that a sale. He went multi-platinum on that.
Mm-hmm.
Which that to me is another genius move. He tells the industry, I don't need you, I have fans.
Yeah.
Which I think that's one of the things I've always loved about the internet, the fact that I think if you really know the depth of the music industry and how albums are sold and how artists get points on songs, they make next to nothing an artist does on stuff. And I really think that it's kind of backwards the way it's all set up. And it's one of the things why I like about the internet, that it gets artists a chance to be heard worldwide and never have to sign a contract. They just run their own business.
Mm-hmm.
Macklemore was one like that didn't need that. He became famous just because he put out a song everybody liked. And I think that's kind of the way it should be, not having a record label shove something down our throat.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
There's my opinion.
There you go.
So yeah, that's the Prince stuff.
Yeah, it was quite a week, quite a weekend.
But yeah, that's kind of, like I said, that here and there I played it, but it was, I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be.
I like the reactions of people who weren't really sure who Prince was.
Yeah, there was that going on, and granted, I understand my children, because they were listening to a sequence. Oh, when Brian Red did the evening where we were streaming live, and this was streamed to Facebook mainly, so that way he could play songs, and the kids were listening to it, and they didn't know that song, and these were Prince songs, and then all of a sudden they played Manic Monday. I believe it was Manic Monday from the Bangles, and I believe he he wrote that one. So Brian played that because they and my kids knew that song. They didn't know, I think they should know Raspberry Beret because that occasionally gets played on the some of the stations we listen to, but they didn't know some of the not the main ones, but like the secondary, like a Little Red Corvette and some of those. They just didn't know.
Yeah, I was dropping. I even got into see like I love a lot of the stuff that he's done with other people. So I was dropping, obviously Morris Day and Time.
Yeah.
I was dropping Tevin Campbell. I was dropping Sheila E. I was dropping Apollonia. I was dropping Patti LaBelle and different ones that he had done over the years. So that's probably why nobody was requesting anything, because I kept dropping all these ones.
Yeah, you were ahead of the game, and people.
Yeah, it was like, I love this song, like the Tevin Campbell one. I like that one, Round and Round and stuff. So, but yeah,
cool stuff.
Yeah, that was my Prince weekend.
Well, you had two topics. What was the first one? Let's talk that one, and we'll wrap things up for tonight.
No idea what you're talking about. Topic? You mean what I read earlier?
Yeah, you said one about a report, like a survey, but the other one.
Yeah, there was two articles that came out recently. One was from Pro Mobile DJ, and the other one came from DJ Tech Tools. And one of them, and I would like to expand it further, because both of them I felt were partially written right and partially opinionated, because I'm one of those people who just like to drop the facts and leave it at that. And the one that came from DJ Tech Tools was music store comparisons, which I think that between both the club and the mobile DJs, there is such a diversity on where they get their music from. I mean, everything from small record pools of technically illegal music to promo only. And I think they looked at everything, and they even looked into streaming services that like the new Serato and a couple other ones, especially the new Serato app, Pyro. You can actually put stuff into a mix list from Spotify, and the Serato app will mix it for you automatically.
Wow.
So Serato, and there's a couple other ones that are being tied in to where that if you have an internet service and you have one of the softwares and you don't have a song, it can bring it in, or it can recommend you songs, which I think is kind of funny now that softwares are starting to recommend songs on what you're playing. Like, you could play this next. So all of those music stores, some of them get pretty elaborate, but all the music stores, that was one article that I thought was pretty neat. And the other one was, are you a cheesy DJ?
Mm-hmm.
It talked about what is considered cheesy in the industry, because some people consider what they do on a mobile gig, getting out in the crowd, being all this, I'm an entertainer, where I would look at it and go, what an idiot. Take your goofy hat off and your inflatable guitar and stop. But somebody else would say that's entertainment.
That's entertainment, yeah.
That's why I said that's one that isn't really necessarily factual, so it got into opinions.
And that's a frustration, not so much the cheesy, but the factual when it comes to these types of reporting and such. It's like, okay, when in the news media, we want to tell the facts, and we don't. Our goal should be not to sway opinion. It should be to put it out there and then let you make a decision. And that is so gone. And now this is more of a major media. You don't hear that anymore. I mean, it's gotten to the point now. You see most of these little cute little blonde gals that are interviewing these people, and it's like this much they'll interview, and they're going to take you in a direction, and they want an answer to fit their predisposed things that their points they want to make, and then it's opinion, and it's like, well, that's not the way this is supposed to go.
Yeah, sensationalizing. Gotcha journalism is what it's called in the business.
Yeah, gotcha journalism, and it's just it's so sad.
And I heard a comedian one time say, "Everybody seems to be skinny, rich, and good looking." I don't understand that.
Yeah,
it's real life.
It isn't. But yet, that's what we see. We see an awful lot. The world is such a changed place from when we were young, MJ.
Yeah, that's speak for yourself. No, I'm kidding. No, but that's one of the things that that I struggle with doing what I do, is trying to keep things factual, and I know that I'm not as on edge because I do that.
Yeah.
It's just me. It's not who I am. If you want to ask me my opinion about something, I'll tell you. Just like that article about, cheesy. I'll tell you what I think's cheesy, but that doesn't mean that it's something that I'm going to go report on and being factual. Like,
right.
If you use inflatable instruments during your wedding, you are degrading the industry. No. It may look stupid to me, but somebody else might love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the things for those of you, if you're somebody new or out there watching this, is that the definition of cheesy varies so much, and what's cheesy for one person is entertainment and gold. Some people will look at the hokey pokey or the bunny hop and say, "Oh my God, that's so cheesy, I'd never do it." And then you get into the right group of people or the right area of the country, what have you, and it could even be in just the right group of people in a metro area or something. They're going to love it. That this is part of it. So to go and make I'd never do that because that's not, well, maybe you wouldn't do it, but not everyone's going to view it the same way. So maybe there's times where there'll be people saying, "Can you please do that? We really like that."
It's kind of my arguing about talent, because I have a lot of friends in this business say, "Well, I'm a talented DJ. I should have that job." And it kind of fit into the one Rewind report I did a while back about jaded DJs. And I always have to remind them, we are in the entertainment business, not the talent business. Being the most talented does not make you the most entertaining. So you have to look at it that way. What does your crowd want? Because I know people that would love to sit and listen to a classical guitarist just throwing through endless chords and guitar picking and stuff like that, where someone else who maybe wants to hear three chords by ZZ Top and think that's the greatest thing. Mm-hmm. So it's to each his own. And then there's me, that I don't want to hear a guitar solo at all.
Yeah, I'm not a huge, unless it's Eddie Van Halen, I'm not so much into.
And I also want to bring up that there's a genre of EDM music right now called Tropical House that I love, but I do not understand why every song freaking has to have a saxophone in it. It's driving me nuts. Like someone put out this great, it's been out for several years, Tropical House. It's kind of like down tempo but happy house. Mm-hmm. That's the way I'm saying it, and it kind of has an island feel to it. But for some reason, every song has a freaking saxophone in it, and I'm like, you just ruined that. Why?
Huh? I will have to listen. I guess I'm not familiar with them.
My big station I listen to electronic wise is DI.FM, or digitally imported. .com, and they've been around for 15 or 20 years, and they started with 3 or 4 styles of EDM, and now I think they're up to 30 or 40 different that you can pick from. Everything from like really banging, 170 BPM gabber down to just ambient, music, just ambient noise, background noise. They have all of that. But
interesting.
But I don't know. There's my ramble again. Sorry. See, I can get opinionated.
No, it's okay. That's okay. That's what we're here for. We've got just a little bit. We had our little bit of time tonight, just to do a little chatting after the show. Gang, if you have any questions or thoughts or anything to that effect, please put those in the comment section down below the videos. We will. I think the Facebook video is the whole show, which means it's going to be cutting out about 30 seconds, and the YouTube one, you guys can any comments, thoughts, put those down into the comments. We've only got a couple more weeks of live shows here at DJN TV, and then we're going to break for the summer with doing weekly shows. We'll be doing an occasional one when weather permits, how things go, what have you, during the summer months. But this summer, my goal is to spend time with my children, which you've heard I've got 47 of them, depending upon which show and which time we're talking about them. And it's going to be a time to spend with them after spending the whole winter and spring with you guys on Monday and Tuesday nights. I've loved it, but yeah, I need to spend time with my crew too. So, MJ, thank you for joining me tonight.
Absolutely. And if anybody has any ideas they'd like to see for the Rewind Report or other things, we're kind of like open for some ideas. So feel free to drop me a line anytime.
That sounds great. MJ, we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching, everyone.
The PV Dark Matter series power enclosures deliver best-in-class performance with custom settings for specific environments. The Dark Matter enclosures produce crystal clear, professional audio. PV Electronics, perfection in music and audio. Quality Kids Entertainment is sought after by parents and daycare centers everywhere. Bubble parties can easily be added to your existing services as a wonderful and unique event. Mention you saw this ad and get 10% off our special offer if you sign up before April 30th. So contact Bubble Parties today before this offer gets away. DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool. The LD Systems Curve 500 is the world's first truly portable array system. With 2400 watts of peak power and a 120-degree array, the Curve 500 is the ideal solution for DJs who care about their sound and presentation.
Learn how to make money while you sleep with automated email marketing for your event or business. Get access to the training for free by going to profit911.biz/DJN. Profit 911. More customers, more cash, less stress.